And respect. Welcome, welcome. Hey, lighters. Thank you for choosing to be here with me today. We're going to be looking at how you're shifting. Let me make sure that you can actually hear me. So, we're going to be looking at how you're shifting right now and um, how you can flow through it for the collective and respect. Respect. Collective. Perfect. I'm like, I'm over here about word. I'm like looking. Am I ashy? But no, it's like I think it's the light reflecting, or maybe I am ashy. I don't know, y'all. Y'all will forgive me if I am ashy. We'll see that later. Um, all right. So, how are you shifting? And maybe this is also a message of how you're shifting is by just not caring, learning to focus because you understand what you're doing now. Yeah, through chaos. Yeah, it's like you're flying. It's kind of like, it makes no sense how you're just floating with everything that has happened to you lately. It's kind of like you're in this moment where you feel like, I feel like I should be freaking out. Why am I not freaking out? I should be freaking out. Why am I not freaking out? That's kind of like how I'm feeling that you're and it's like you're not freaking out because deep down you know. It's kind of like you're understanding a new way of working which doesn't require you to just um you see, it's kind of like the nest is what got her the trophy. You know, it's kind of like you're understanding how a lot of the work is in the intention and then waiting for the right moment through your intuition. You know, a lot of times we feel like we have to do a lot of different busy work just so we can feel busy enough so that we feel like we're doing something. You know, when it's not really like that. The way that it is that you understand your intention. So for example, you're looking for a job, and what you're understanding is, what you really really need to understand is who you are, what you're good at, what you want to do. You need to understand how can you translate that in writing and also in person, because you're not just planning for your resume, for you're also planning for the interview. So in the resume you want to add things that would um prompt questions, you know, so that you know what you're going to come into with the interview. So like you understand that a lot of the work is mental. What makes you get the job a lot of times, I mean, beyond all the other things, let's say that you are qualified and everything, a lot of times it is timing and it is the match. I was talking to my mom and it's like sometimes you can have 20 options of doing something, and you can have to make 20 tries. But what you have to understand is that at the end of the day, you only need one to work, right? But even though you only need one to work, every single one that you apply for gives you a moment to deepen your understanding of yourself. So you're working with timing, knowing which one to apply for, what really matches you. Because what you're understanding now is that your new way of working, whether it's not, it doesn't have to be about your career at all. You're understanding that it's the mindset first, then it's the intuition for the timing, right? It's like if you're ready, it's kind of like that whole like getting ready so you don't have to, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So that when your intuition tells you to move, you can move. So you could find yourself getting prepared. You're buying things that you'll need. You have the money now instead of just kind of you're letting it go because you understand that this is what I will need as soon as I get my next opportunity. This is what I will need. So I'm going to get ready for that. Or this is what I'm developing. This is what I need to do now so that it can work later. And I can do that along with other things, not in a very kind of super worried way, but in a way that you understand that it's not about um working so that you can feel busy. It's about making sure that you understand what is your intention and what would be the best match for you, what is best for your chosen path. Getting ready, making sure that if what you want happens today, you at least have what you need to do in order to move towards it. It's kind of like this belief of it's a different way of manifesting that is more grounded. But in what I'm saying, it's grounded, it is grounded in your really truly grounded now in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. That's really why it feels so different, right? Because it's not delusional. It's not delusional to say that you're going to be okay. The reason why it's not delusional is because you are the guarantee, okay? You know how to fall and how to get back up. Therefore, you can fly. And it's kind of like this really hard thing somehow still, that it's like knowing that you've gone through so much and knowing that even though you've gone through that, you're able to move forward. You've been able to move forward all the way to the point that you find yourself in this new shift and this new energy where it feels like the sun is shining down on your face. It's not delusional to feel as powerful as you do because you're the guarantee. The guarantee is not, some potential future reward that you've seen. It's not a vision that you've had. It's not in other people. It's none of that. That's why it's not delusional. That's why even though, you can see like, something even more mysterious is offering the safety net for this image for the fool. So while you it's kind of like two sides of the same feeling, right? The Nine of Wands and the Fool. It's getting ready for your new beginning, but understanding that you do this shit in your sleep. We have the devil here. I'm gonna have this on the tower as well, because this is what you're shifting. Have the Ten of Pentacles, what you're winning. Ace of Wands for the Nine of Wands. You need a Ten of Wands. Yeah, you're letting go of any unnecessary burdens. Look at the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We're taking you in the Star. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Definitely for those of us in the Ten of Wands that we're just talking about, right? You're letting go of all the burdens. You're understanding how to carry your load. And now I'm hearing you do it while dancing. So now you lift weight with it. Now it's part of you. You've made yourself light enough that everything that is a part of you is absolutely necessary. It's kind of like growing locks. You're transforming at a very, very fast rate. And that might make you feel dizzy. But what I'm hearing is it's like, I'm hearing I mean, we told you is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing we told you, and it's because if you look at it, you have been in a buffer time. You might have been, yourself complaining about being bored. So now, even if you've been busy, in person, you might have been busy at work or whatever, but you've been feeling spiritually bored. So for those of you who have um been working, and you've been doing a lot, but you don't feel like you've been going forward, look at what you're doing and how much of it are you duplicating. Are you duplicating your work? Because we have 13:30 on the clock. Because you might not need to do as much as what you're doing, so that you can make space for other things that will help that flow, even if they're not things that are, directly related to the goal that you're trying to make happen. So, for example, maybe what you need is more time so that you can read. So, for example, if you make content, you could be posting 3 videos a day, 3 videos a week, and you believe that that is what you need in order to progress. But perhaps all you need is one. You already created a solid bank of content, and what you need is one viral moment. And in order to get that viral moment, you need to pause. You need to listen in order to get the idea. And you need to work the idea longer term. If you're a writer, instead of a blog post, maybe it's a full essay. Maybe it's something that you submit for publication instead of just posting quickly on your website. It's kind of like you're trying, you have to be very clear on what is it are you trying to make happen. Once you understand it, now it's about finding that path. And finding that path, what you are, how you're shifting, how you're understanding is that finding that path is not in moving constantly. It's about finding the rhythm. Find the things that put you in flow, the things that give you the best ideas. You can quit some things. You can scrap some projects or table them or pull from them, because sometimes you might feel like, oh, I can't talk about this because I'm leaving it for this video, I'm leaving it for this post. No, involve your intuition in everything that you're creating, making sure that you're allowing for all different possibilities, that you are not so attached to the outcome. Oh, I want this thing. That's the thing I want. That's the thing I want. That's the thing I want. Instead of seeing it like that, look at the thing that you want, break it apart. What about it do I want? What about it is the key thing that I must have? Perhaps the order in which you think that things should happen is not what's gonna work in this time. It's not what's gonna work with what's available, with how the order of what's going to be available to you. Because you don't know. Maybe there are laws that will be changed that will help you. You don't know what, like, you are not in control of the wild cards. And that is one thing we know, is that our realities can shift from one day to another, from 1 minute to another. So you're allowing for all of that possibility all the time. And to live like that, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, is this like toxic positivity? It's not, in the sense that you're not ignoring bad things happening. They have happened, they will continue to happen. You're not ignoring, but it's easier for you to move because what you know is that you're trying to get there. You're trying to get to a place, but you're also exploring. It's kind of like when you're traveling, right? The best people to travel with are the people who have an itinerary but are not like assholes about it. It's like, we know that this is a list. I'm going to travel to this city. I know this is a list of the things that I want to have. These are the list of things I want to explore, the list of things that I want to experience. I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to go here, I want to go there. But it's a list, you know? We go in the morning and we're like, okay, so we're doing this. This is the first thing that we're doing in the morning. Okay. So we get there. What is nearby? And that is on our list. Can we do that? Like, you are flexible. You know what are the key pieces that are important to your mission. You know what are the things that are non-negotiables for you. And then you let the randomness of the universe do its thing. Let it work for you. And when we say let it work for you, you don't have to believe that you're controlling things. Letting it work for you is being able to listen and knowing how to move with the universe. It's knowing how to move with what comes in. It's not about being sure about what's coming in. It's not about being certain. It's not about being 100% sure of success. It's about knowing how to dance with everything that happens. If you know how to dance, it's kind of like when you're a real musician. You just show up and you jam. You show up for a good time because you know you have the ears, right? You have the ears. You know when you need to go there, here, there, you know when you need to change. You know because you've worked on your craft. You've worked on listening, on understanding people, the dynamics of a band. The magic of music. You've already mastered that for whatever it is. Whatever it is that you're trying to pierce through with. It's not about working, 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 working. Now you're learning energy conservation. You're learning energy manipulation. And when I say energy manipulation, I mean how to manipulate your own energy, how to imbibe yourself with what you need in order to do what you need to do. Because that's why people talk about, when we talk about altars, for example, we have 2202 on the clock. When we talk about altars, I try to explain people how altars work, right? When it comes to like the most basic ways, right? You're creating a visual, and honestly, it's more than visual. You know, if you're adding music, you're adding incense, you're adding light, candles, right? Mm, herbs, whatever. So you're creating a multidimensional representation of an energy. This is focus, right? So you're focusing on Papa Legba at his altar. You're focusing on the energy of new beginnings, the energy of keys, having the right keys for the right doors, the doors that you want to walk through, or the doors that you need to walk through. You're not stumbling in anymore. You have what you need to get through the door, and when you get in the door, you know what to do in order to go forward with your original plan, because now you have your original plan, and that is what you're shifting. Now you have a goal, you've committed to something, right? You're not just kind of letting, I'm hearing like the whirlpool of your desires drive you. You've decided. We have the lovers here. You've decided here, here. Yeah. I'm hearing that you're shifting a lot when it comes to other people. So, one way that you're shifting is in your foundation, your financial foundation, your home, your creative um abilities and talents and goals. You know, so what makes you you, you're shifting into a more grounded, a more um secure way. You're moving towards a specific goal that you've chosen. That's what adds more weight to everything that you do, because now you know where it's kind of like you're directing all the currents, all the waters to the ocean. So now it's like, yes, you're flowing. Yes, you're finding different things. Yes, you're going, but everything is going to the ocean. And that gives you this kind of all rounded way of seeing the world. And it's kind of freaky where you should be freaking out, but you're not, because you're understanding that time is becoming less and less real, in the sense that you're living in the present. It's like you're living out your desires. This is what I want, so this is what I will create in myself now. And I will literally, like, seriously, guys, go watch. If you love watching these, watch Rebel Flower. She's really on a really good tip right now. Like the vibe, like the waves that we've connected on. I highly recommend her if you don't watch her. It's 2 R's in front of Rebel, or I think it's Rebel and then 2 R's after Flower. I will add the link in the description. I will do that. Um but you're in this more grounded situation, and you also, the way that you're shifting is that you're getting okay with being seen. And I'm seeing that it started with, in the ways that you're being seen intimately first, then creatively. And that's what we're talking about in terms of like the sun shining upon you. It's like, because you've been so like powerfully directed, now everybody, bro, 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 yo, listen, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Hello, hello, hello. I love the sun card. I'm gonna put you right here, actually. Yeah. Yes, baby. All this darkness. But it's like you've turned your darkness into gold. Like, you are a true alchemist. It's not that you just got through what you got through. And that's commendable in itself. You getting through what you've gone through, that is commendable in itself. But then the fact that you turned it into something beautiful, you've allowed your energy to completely disintegrate and reintegrate that pain, that confusion, that loss, that separation, the destruction, the chaos, the bondage. You've made a soup, and now you're feeding the children. Okay. And that's another reason why you don't feel delusional jumping into your full energy, is that you have created this. You are working with the universe. You're feeding the children, meaning that the work that you're trying to do, what is underneath this, when we're talking about your creative abilities, what you've come here to do, you've paid your dues, and now Now, it's kind of like if the universe wants you to do something, has been pushing you and pulling you and chilling you and preparing you to do something, why wouldn't it make it then easy for you to do it? Why would you work on a talent, work on this, work on that, and you're working on that coming from the true source of power, from yourself, from your love? You have created your own vibe, and now you're using that to heal people. Why wouldn't the universe be on your side? Eh? And the thing is, they keep reminding me to like, you did it. You did it. You did it. We did it. I'm part of the collective too. We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. You're working what's here and what's not. You're working in both worlds. You are the light because that's what light does. The light is also within the shadows. You just can see the shadow because the light is here now. That doesn't mean the shadow's not there anymore. It just means that what was in the shadow is just not in the shadow anymore. But what was in casting the shadow is still there. It was a piece of furniture. The light is here, but now you can see the table. The table didn't disappear. But now I see the table and I'm like, oh, this is a nice table. What is that? Oh, this is a map. Oh, oh, where is this map going? Huh. Is that's how you go. And that's what you do, and that's what you've done, and that's what you continue to do. And now that's what you're teaching others. The strength card. You're teaching others that there's nothing to be scared of. You have the Eight of Swords in reverse. There's nothing to be scared of. It's all illusions. That's what you're teaching others. It's illusions. Then you have the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom. And keep the Eight of Swords. All right. Yeah. We have what would your higher self do? You are divinity in blue jeans. You're definitely, and that's what we're talking about. Living in the now, ain't in the future. In the light, ain't in the shadows. You're connected to your higher self. Afterglow. Live gracefully. And that's the shift. The shift is bringing all of this into your consciousness. That's why you're looking at maybe everything hasn't changed materially for you yet. And you're like, I should be freaking out. Why am I not freaking out? And it's like, you're not freaking out because you know better. You know better. What is there to freak out about? There's nothing to fear because you know how to dance. Whatever happens, you can figure it out. Like, and the reason why you know that is because you've been doing it and you've gotten here. That's a blessing. That's the keys. What I'm saying is to pay attention to the women in your life. There are influences that are coming into your life, and they are representation of the same energy. And this person is going to also come into your present moment. Pay attention to it. And I mean, we'll talk about it more as we make more readings, I'm sure. But pay attention to the pattern of the feminine energies that have been active around you lately. Just pay attention, see what you're learning, think about why are you attracting that kind of feminine energy. Look at it from within yourself and find the power in that feminine energy that will bring in this person closer and closer into your consciousness so that they can give you the blessing that is they say discover the heart to find blessing. Flip your inner light switch. Yeah, you're seeing X mark the spot, see the love in disguise. So there's a lot being disguised, flip the switch. It's literally like you walk into a room, it's a giant room, and you're scared of the shadows. You flip the light, and it's just gifts everywhere, people everywhere, congratulating you, yelling, "Surprise." Stand still and own your power. From fear to fuel. I'm going to stop it right here. I was going to pull my cards. 10,000 angels. Lean on your cycle of supernatural support. You want to stop it right here? You want to go? You want to get more? Okay, let's get more. Surrender to your spiritual reverie. Let's get more, baby. I love this energy for you. I love this energy for you. We have be graceful in movements and action. And that's what we're talking about. Where it's not about working. It's about dancing. When do I put the next step? When do I do the next step? When is it the hip? When do I let go of my hand and go and trust that you'll pull me back into you? It's about dancing. Surround yourself with protective energy. This is important. What I'm hearing is also in terms of the people that you surround yourself with these days. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Because just because you called someone a friend before, it doesn't mean that it's the same. The same way that you're shifting, whenever you shift, that means you're seeing people from another perspective, and they are also seeing you from another perspective. And some people are not shifting with you. And you need to make sure that you're not letting your sense of loyalty cheat you out of your shift. Cheat you, and it's not like out of your shift as if you're just not going to shift anymore, but more like cheat you out of the pleasure of your shift. Trust your talent. Hmm. Speaks for itself. Trust in the unknown. Yeah. Yeah. We can end this here. Yeah. Same message. Ignite your passions. It's about doing it now. It's about doing it, but doing it gracefully, doing it with intention and intuition. It's about getting ready. And when your intuition calls out to you, follow it, move when it tells you to move, and be open without fear, knowing that whatever door you walk into, you had the key for it. And you have the key to walk through it. All right? Respect. Thank you, spirits and ancestors. All right, lighters. I hope this message finds you right when you need it and that it inspires you to create more freedom in your life. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope that you're able to get something out of this and you're able to integrate it in your daily life. Please like, subscribe, share this channel. Of course, it's new, but we'll be here. We'll be doing this. And yeah, I hope you join us. Thanks.